Magic the Gathering has something to offer everyone. Some players enjoy slinging instants and sorceries, while others just want to put a massive creature on board and attack for lethal. As for me, I've always gravitated to land cards. Their natural aesthetic and pastoral landscapes, sprawling with life and beauty, have always captured my imagination. Their art is fantastic, and throughout the history of the game, lands have become a lot more than a simple resource to manage. Cards like Ghost Quarter, Karakas, and the Castles of Eldraine all add new levels of utility to the game, birthing new archetypes and making Magic one of the most complex games ever created. There's one land card, to me, that stands out above the rest, and it doesn't even tap for mana. Dark Depths is a legendary snow land card that reads, Dark Depths enters the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. For 3 mana, remove an ice counter from Dark Depths. When Dark Depths has no ice counters on it, sacrifice it. If you do, create Merit Lage, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. This card was originally released in Cold Snap, first printed in July of 2006. When first released, it was considered to be an unplayable card. By itself, it requires 30 mana investment in order to create the Merit Lage token. The cost was much too high to be competitively viable, as most games didn't last long enough to come close to that amount of mana. For many years, the card sat dormant, but 5 years later, Dark Depths got a new lease on life with the release of Zendikar, and the help of a relatively pedestrian uncommon. The card that brought Dark Depths to a competitive level was Vampire Hexmage. Vampire Hexmage is a 2/1 vampire that costs 2 black mana and reads, First Strike. Sacrifice Vampire Hexmage, remove all counters from target permanents. At this time, Modern as we know it didn't exist. Instead, there was a format called Extended, which was similar to Standard with roughly twice the card pool. Instead of only allowing the previous 2 rotation blocks like Standard, Extended allowed the previous 4 blocks. This put Dark Depths in the same format as Vampire Hexmage. Some clever players realized that Vampire Hexmage could remove all 10 ice counters from Dark Depths as early as turn 2, and if this could be performed consistently, the deck would be one of the fastest combos in the format. The deck was called Turbo Depths, and it revolved around a 3-card combo: Dark Depths, Vampire Hexmage, and Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Having a 3-card combo is great, but it needed to be consistent. Thankfully, Cold Snap also had a selection of land tutors to make finding Dark Depths that much easier. Into the North allowed players to search their library for any snow land, and Sylvan Scrying lets players tutor for any land. Once the 2 lands were assembled, Urborg allows Dark Depths to tap for black mana, which led to a turn 2 Vampire Hexmage. Once Vampire Hexmage was on board, you could sacrifice it at the opponent's end step, targeting Dark Depths and creating the Merit Lage token, which could attack on your following turn. Turbo Depths quickly became a powerful contender in the Extended environment, putting up many tournament top 8s, such as Grand Prix Oakland in 2010, or PTQ San Juan also in 2010. The combo was blisteringly fast and had very few windows for the opponent to interact with it. Mainly, you had to rely on counterspells or hand disruption to effectively stop an average Turbo Depths hand. Path to Exile was the best way to remove the Merit Lage token, but if the opponent did not pass with white mana open on turn 2, it was very easy for a Turbo Depths player to complete the combo uncontested. When Modern became a sanctioned Wizards format, in August of 2011, an initial ban list was put in place. Dark Depths was on this first ban list due to the speed of the combo and the potential to end the game earlier than almost any other deck at the time. Vampire Hexmage is still format legal to this day, but there are no other cards that Hexmage interacts with in such a powerful way. As a result, the card sees basically no competitive play. While banned in Modern, Dark Depths continues to see play in Legacy, along with a host of other powerful weapons. Crop Rotation allowed the Turbo Depths player to sacrifice an unnecessary land to find one of the combo pieces, and Thespian Stage, released in 2013, was an alternative to the Urborg Vampire Hexmage strategy. With Thespian Stage, activating its ability and targeting Dark Depths allowed the player to create a copy of Dark Depths, except this copy had no counters on it. When the legend rule is applied, you simply sacrifice the land with counters, and then the copy with no counters on it can resolve its effect. Playing this deck in Legacy also gave access to Elvish Spirit Guide, massively accelerating your turn 1 capabilities. Dark Depths is one of a host of cards that were killed in the cradle by Wizards, not even allowing a single tournament to be held before completely ruling out some strategies in their new format. While it's easy to look at this combo in 2021 and say, this seems a little underpowered. In its heyday, Dark Depths strategies would have been substantially faster than almost every other archetype of the time. Having a land as part of the combo also allows a sort of durability that most other combos just don't have. Many decks play cards like Fatal Push or Lightning Bolt, but very few play Stone Rain. Later adaptations would see cards like Fling or Rite of Consumption, allowing you to bypass even needing to attack with the Merit Lage token. Plus, using these cards also gives you a 1-turn time save. While this archetype has been a Legacy contender for many years, the fact that it was never given a chance in Modern is disappointing. When designing cards, giving the player as many options as possible should always be the goal. Constricting player choice leads to stale, linear gameplay, like two ships passing near each other, trying to sink one another with their wake. Having a land-based combo like Dark Depths could give the player more opportunities to use cards like Sylvan Scrying without having to play the same boring Primeval Titan, Valakut shell. Of course, maybe the reason this card can never be unbanned is because Primeval Titan decks could become even more domineering in the metagame than they already are. Titan decks abused Field of the Dead until it was banned, and having the threat angle of Dark Depths in their back pocket may make them even more oppressive than they already are. Lands are a crucial piece of any Magic deck, and are also the main thing that separates Magic from other games, giving it a flair all its own. In Magic's expansive history, spanning several decades, we've seen many land cards with unique effects, but Dark Depths will always remain a cut above the rest, a measuring stick used to determine how powerful lands could be and how powerful they should be. And that is why Dark Depths is on the Magic the Gathering Modern ban list. This is Dustin at Flak Magic. Have a good one.